Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about a topic that might be a little uncomfortable, but it's a truth we all need to face: some friends or enemies. I know it sounds a little harsh, but bear with me. We all have people in our lives we trust, laugh with, and share our dreams with. They might be our childhood friends, our colleagues, or even our family members, but there's a truth we need to accept sometimes. The people closest to us are the ones who undermine our progress the most. An enemy doesn't always wear a mask. They don't always show up with swords drawn or in an open confrontation. Sometimes an enemy is the person who subtly sows doubt, discourages our efforts, or just isn't aligned with where we want to go. And they don't always do it out of malice. They often do it because they are fearful, insecure, or even comfortable with the way things are, and they don't want to see change. In fact, there's a powerful idea I want to share. A true friend should elevate your life, not diminish it. A true friend encourages your growth, supports your dreams, and wants you to succeed, not because of what they get from you, but because they want to see you shine. So how do we distinguish between the friends who lift us up and those who, unknowingly or not, keep us from reaching our full potential? You know that feeling when you've spent time with someone and you walk away feeling worse than when you arrive? Some friends bring negative energy into your life. They focus on problems, not solutions. They don't inspire you, they drain you. Pay attention to how you feel after you're around certain people. Energy is one of the most important currencies in life. There are people who are comfortable with where they are, and they want to keep you in that same space. They may discourage you from stepping out of your comfort zone because they're afraid of change or don't want to see you leave the life they know. Be wary of anyone who resists your growth and progress. A true friend should speak positively about you when you're not around. If someone is constantly talking about others behind their backs, they will likely do the same to you. Keep an eye on the people who gossip. They're often masking their own insecurities. Some people show up when things are easy and leave when times get tough. True friendships are built on mutual support, especially during challenging times. If you have friends who disappear when you need them most, they may not be your true allies. Jealousy in friendships often comes from a place of insecurity. If someone is constantly trying to outdo you or belittles your success, they might not be as happy for you as they should be. A true friend celebrates your achievements and wants you to do well. There are people who always have something negative to say, but never offer solutions or help. They criticize, they judge, but they don't lift you up. A real friend challenges you to be better, but also offers advice, encouragement, and support. Friendships are built on mutual respect. If someone doesn't respect your time, your dreams, or your values, they may be unconsciously sabotaging your success. Boundaries are essential for your growth and your peace of mind. Finally, some friends are content with the status quo. They won't push you to become the best version of yourself because they're too comfortable with things as they are. A true friend challenges you, pushes you, and sometimes even calls you out on your weaknesses because they want to see you rise. So how do we deal with this? It's not about cutting people off at the first sign of trouble, but rather recognizing where people fit in your life. Protect your space and choose to surround yourself with those who push you forward. Remember, the quality of your life is often determined by the quality of your relationships. As you go through life, learn to identify who really supports you. Not all friends are friends in the way you think. Some may be holding you back without even realizing it. Be mindful, be intentional, and always surround yourself with those who inspire and challenge you to be the best version of yourself. You've heard the saying, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's the truth. You are deeply influenced by the energy around you. Some people bring light into your life. They uplift you, encourage you, and help you see the possibilities. Then there are others, those energy drainers. You can feel it the moment they walk into the room. Their presence pulls the life out of you. Now, it's not always intentional. Some people may not even realize how they affect others. But here's the thing, negative energy is contagious. People who constantly talk about problems, who dwell on what's wrong with the world, or who drag you into their drama can wear you down over time. They leave you exhausted, mentally and emotionally drained. You've probably experienced it yourself. Maybe you've been in a conversation where the person you're with just keeps complaining, keeps focusing on what's wrong, and before you know it, you're feeling less inspired, less motivated, and just tired. This happens because energy flows both ways. If you're around people who are constantly pulling you into their negativity, you're going to start absorbing that energy. And if you allow it to continue, you'll eventually find yourself stuck in that same cycle without even realizing how it happened. The problem with energy drainers is that they often don't know the impact they're having. They're caught in their own world of limitations, doubts, and fears, and they unknowingly project that onto you. But you must realize that you have the power to protect your own energy. If you're constantly around people who drain you, you have to make a conscious decision to either limit your time with them or shift the dynamic. Think of energy as a precious resource. You wouldn't let someone take your money or your time without thinking twice, so why let someone take your energy? Recognizing these energy drainers is a critical skill. It's not about being rude or cutting people off completely. It's about being mindful of how certain relationships make you feel and taking steps to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Surround yourself with people who elevate you, who push you to think bigger, who challenge you to be the best version of yourself. Remember, you're in control of who you allow into your life. Be aware of the energy that surrounds you and choose wisely who you spend your time with. Life is too short to let energy drainers dictate your mood, your mindset, or your future. Let me ask you something. How many times have you felt stuck in your life? Because someone close to you, someone you thought was a friend, told you to play it safe or don't rock the boat? It happens more often than we'd like to admit. Some people, especially those we call friends, will subtly encourage us to stay in our comfort zones. Why? Because it's easier, it's more predictable. It doesn't require change, effort, or risk. And here's the hard truth. While they may have the best of intentions, their advice often keeps us from growing. Think about it. When you decide to do something bold, something that could elevate your life, you're bound to face some resistance, not from the world, but from the people closest to you. They may not be malicious, but they are often comfortable, and they want you to stay comfortable too. They've built their lives around certain routines, certain expectations, and they don't want you to disrupt that. So they pull you back, saying things like, it's not the right time, or are you sure you want to take that risk? But here's the thing about comfort zones. They're comfortable for a reason. They don't challenge you. They don't make you grow. You can stay in your comfort zone for as long as you want, but you won't move forward. You won't create the life you're capable of creating. You won't experience the real success, the real fulfillment that comes from stretching your limits. The sad part is, these comfort zone friends often don't realize they're holding you back. They're not bad people. In fact, they might genuinely care about you, but they've grown accustomed to a life where mediocrity feels safe, and they want you to be comfortable in the same way. They fear change, they fear failure. And most of all, they fear seeing you succeed because it reminds them of what they haven't done. It's crucial to understand that your growth and success often require stepping into the unknown. It requires pushing past the boundaries of what you've known and what's easy. True growth doesn't happen when you play it safe. It happens when you take risks. When you decide that you won't let the comfort of the familiar keep you from achieving something greater. Now, I'm not saying you should abandon all your old friends, but you need to ask yourself, are these friends encouraging me to become better? Or are they holding me back because they're too comfortable with where they are? If you find that they are the ones holding you back, it's time to make a decision. You can either stay in that comfort zone with them or break free, move forward, and surround yourself with people who understand that real success requires discomfort, courage, and taking chances. Remember, it's your life. You're the one responsible for your progress. Don't let anyone, no matter how close they are, keep you from reaching your true potential. Challenge yourself, even if it means challenging the people around you. When you step out of your comfort zone, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Let's talk about something that's become far too common in the world today: gossip and backstabbing. We've all encountered people who talk behind others' backs, spreading rumors or tearing down others to make themselves feel superior. You may have heard them whispering about someone else, but here's the thing: if they're talking about someone else in front of you, they're likely talking about you when you're not around. It's a dangerous game, and you must be cautious of it. Gossip is like a slow poison. It doesn't always hit you immediately, but over time it corrodes the trust and respect in any relationship. People who gossip, who tear down others with their words, do so because of their own insecurities. They're trying to lift themselves up by putting someone else down. But the truth is, the more they gossip, the lower they sink, and the more they reveal about their own character. When someone talks badly about others, what do you think they're saying about you when you're not in the room? Gossipers rarely stop at just one person. They spread negativity wherever they go. And here's the danger: the more you listen to it, the more you become a part of it. If you engage in gossip, if you entertain it, you're inviting that negativity into your own life. You're allowing yourself to get tangled in other people's drama. And before you know it, your mind is clouded with judgment, mistrust, and doubt. But it's not just about the gossip itself, it's about the bigger issue at hand. The real problem with gossipers and backstabbers is that they show you their true colors. They're not people you can trust. And in life, trust is everything. If someone will talk badly about someone else, there's a good chance they'll do the same to you when you're not around. If a person is comfortable tearing down another person's reputation to make themselves feel better, it's only a matter of time before they do the same to you. This is a lesson we all need to learn. It's not about being paranoid, but about being wise. Protect your energy and protect your circle. Don't let gossipers or backstabbers get too close to you. They're not your friends, they're people who want to see you stumble so they can feel better about themselves. And that's not the kind of energy you need in your life if you want to achieve something great. The real test of character comes when things aren't going right. When there's a disagreement or when someone falls short, do you rise to the occasion or do you sink to the level of tearing someone down? If you find yourself around people who constantly drag others through the mud, it's time to step back and ask yourself, is this the kind of person I want in my life? Success isn't just about your actions, it's about the people you surround yourself with. You need to be careful who you let into your inner circle because the wrong people can cause more damage than you realize. The truth is, people who gossip about others will never see success in the same way that someone who lifts others up will. So choose wisely who you trust, who you share your dreams with, and who you invest your energy in. If someone is gossiping or backstabbing, walk away. Your future is too valuable to be entangled in that mess. There's a certain kind of friend we all know, the fair weather friend. This is the person who is there for you when things are easy, when life is going smoothly, when everything is lined up just right. They'll show up for the fun, for the celebrations, for the good times. But when things get tough, when you're facing challenges, when you need support the most, that's when they seem to vanish. You've probably seen it in action, and you might have felt the sting of it. Now, it's easy to be there when everything's going your way. It takes no effort to be a friend when things are light and carefree. But true friendship, the kind that really matters, is tested when adversity strikes. It's in the hard times that you discover who your real friends are. Real friends show up when you need them. They offer support, they lend a hand, they stand by you even when it's not convenient for them. The truth is, people will show you who they are by how they act during your most difficult moments. It's in those tough, challenging times that you learn who is really there for you. If someone only appears in your life when it's easy, when everything is going well, then they're not truly your friend, they're just a companion for convenience. And that's not the kind of person you want by your side when things get serious. Here's what you have to realize: you deserve better. You deserve friends who are there for you when you're struggling, when you're working hard, when you're facing failure. Those are the friends who will help you grow, who will lift you up, who will be honest with you and keep you grounded. They won't disappear when the going gets tough. Instead, they'll help you figure things out, even when it's inconvenient for them. Because they know that life isn't always about having fun and enjoying the easy moments. Sometimes it's about sticking together through the messy, difficult parts. But here's the catch: you can't change people who are only there when it's convenient. You can't force someone to be loyal, supportive, or consistent. You have to learn to recognize these fair weather friends for what they are and make decisions accordingly. If you're constantly investing your energy into someone who only shows up when it benefits them, you're wasting your time. The reality is, life is too short to spend it with people who aren't truly there for you when it matters most. Instead, look for those who are consistent. Look for the friends who are there during the storms, who show up in the tough moments, who are as committed to your well-being when you're down as they are when you're up. Those are the friends who will not only walk beside you during your struggles, but will also cheer you on when you reach your goals. They are the ones who will contribute to your growth, to your success, and to your happiness. So be mindful of who you're giving your time and energy to. You don't need a lot of friends, you need the right ones. Those who are there for you not just when it's convenient, but when it counts the most. They're the ones who will be the true pillars of your life, standing by you no matter what, helping you build the future you deserve. Let's talk about a real challenge that we all face, though it's not always easy to recognize: jealousy. You've seen it, maybe even felt it, and it can come from the most unexpected places. Jealousy isn't always loud or obvious, sometimes it's subtle. It's in the little comments people make, the looks they give, or the way they seem to celebrate your success a little less than they should. And here's the thing: when jealousy enters the equation, it can slowly erode relationships, often without either side even realizing it. Jealousy in friends is one of the trickiest things to deal with because it's masked behind what might seem like support, but it's tainted by a deeper sense of insecurity or resentment. When someone is jealous of you, it isn't always because they dislike you. Sometimes it's because they're threatened by your success, your progress, or your abilities. You're moving forward in life, reaching new heights, and for some people, that's difficult to witness. It forces them to confront their own feelings of inadequacy or unfulfilled potential. And instead of inspiring them to do better, they turn that discomfort inward and then outward towards you. What happens then? They may say things like, "You're lucky, it's just a phase," or "You don't deserve that." These aren't compliments, they're passive-aggressive remarks disguised as concern or humor. But the truth behind them is envy. They're not celebrating your achievement, they're diminishing it. They make light of your success because on some level they feel like it shines a light on their own shortcomings. But here's the thing about jealousy, it's completely self-centered. It's about them, not about you. It's about their fear, their insecurity, their feelings of being left behind. And if you're not careful, that jealousy can begin to affect you. It can make you doubt your own worth, question your success, or wonder whether you deserve what you've worked so hard to achieve. The jealousy of others can subtly plant seeds of doubt in your mind, and before you know it, you're questioning everything you've built. That's why it's so important to recognize jealousy for what it is, a reflection of the other person's own struggles. But here's the flip side. When you truly understand this, it becomes easier to handle. You don't have to engage with it. You don't have to take it personally. People who are jealous are often projecting their own feelings of limitation onto you. They don't have the courage to pursue their own dreams, so they undermine yours. But remember, their feelings are about them, not about you. The key here is to protect your mindset and guard your energy. Don't let someone else's jealousy slow you down or make you question your path. Stay focused on your goals and keep moving forward. You don't need approval from everyone, and you certainly don't need validation from people who feel threatened by your success. When you encounter jealousy, you need to recognize it as a sign that you're doing something right. It means you're growing, you're pushing boundaries, and you're not standing still. But here's something else you need to remember as you rise: you'll outgrow certain people. Jealousy has a way of exposing the truth about relationships. Some people can't handle seeing you succeed because it reminds them of what they haven't achieved. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to walk with you on your journey. Some will stay behind, stuck in their own patterns, and others will step forward with you, inspired by your progress, cheering you on as you go. The real friends, the ones who truly want to see you succeed, will celebrate every victory alongside you without any bitterness, without any jealousy. So as you move forward, don't let jealousy derail you. Don't allow it to make you second-guess your success. Instead, use it as a reminder that you're on the right track. If others are jealous, you're doing something right. Keep pushing, keep striving, and keep achieving. There's a place for everyone who's willing to do the work, and the ones who are truly supportive of your success will stay by your side. Let's talk about something that can easily slip under the radar, but can have a huge impact on your life: the critics who offer no solutions. You've probably encountered them at some point. These are the people who are quick to point out what's wrong with what you're doing. They love to tell you why something won't work or why it's a bad idea. They'll criticize your efforts, question your decisions, and remind you of all the ways you could fail. But here's the catch: they never offer any real solutions. They never step up and say, "Here's how you can make it better," or "I've been through this and here's what I do differently." Instead, they just point fingers and create doubt. Now, here's the important thing you need to understand: criticism without constructive advice is just noise. It doesn't help you move forward. It doesn't help you grow. It doesn't help you solve problems. It only holds you back by feeding your fears and your insecurities. It's easy to criticize. It takes no effort. It's a comfortable place to sit, where you can judge others without actually having to do anything yourself. But here's the thing about criticism: it says a lot more about the person giving it than it does about you. People who are quick to criticize without offering solutions often do so because they're coming from a place of fear or insecurity. They see you moving forward, stepping out of your comfort zone, and it reminds them of the things they haven't done. Rather than trying to figure out how they can improve their own lives, they focus on pointing out all the flaws in yours. But the real problem with these critics is that they waste your time and energy. Imagine this: you're trying to build something, work on a project, or create something new, and here comes someone with a list of reasons why it's not going to work. They might even say, "I told you so," if things don't go perfectly. But what good is that? What good is a person who tells you all the ways you might fail without helping you figure out how to overcome the challenges? You need to learn to recognize these critics for what they are. They're not your allies, they're not your mentors, and they certainly aren't helping you get any closer to your goals. They're just spectators offering opinions from the sidelines. If you surround yourself with people who only criticize without offering help, advice, or alternatives, you'll find yourself stuck. You'll start doubting your own decisions, second-guessing every move, and ultimately losing momentum. So how do you deal with critics like this? First, recognize that criticism is inevitable. People will always have opinions. But ask yourself, does this person have the experience, the wisdom, or the solutions that can actually help me? If the answer is no, then let their words slide right off you. Don't give them the power to stop you from moving forward. Don't let their negativity dictate your next steps. Now, what you need are people who challenge you, people who ask the right questions and give constructive feedback. A true mentor or advisor won't just point out what's wrong, they'll show you how to fix it. They'll help you look for solutions. They'll help you navigate through obstacles rather than just complaining about them. These are the people you want in your corner. These are the people who will help you grow, push your limits, and achieve your goals. So when you face critics without solutions, don't waste your energy engaging with them. Instead, focus on those who offer real, actionable advice, those who help you improve, not just criticize. Build your life around people who challenge you, who give you the tools to succeed, and who believe in your potential. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many critics you have, it's about how many people are actually helping you make progress. Choose your circle wisely. Let's talk about something that can quietly derail your success and peace of mind: people who don't respect your boundaries. These are the individuals who seem to have no regard for your personal space, your time, or your priorities. They ask too much of you, take too much from you, and push your limits without even thinking about it. And here's the thing: you can't achieve greatness if you don't protect your boundaries. If you let people walk all over them, you'll find yourself burned out, frustrated, and stuck in a cycle of resentment. We all have limits. We all have things that we need in order to be our best selves: time to focus, time to recharge, time to work, and time for the people and things that matter most to us. But when you allow others to disregard those limits, it creates chaos. It drains your energy. It chips away at your ability to get things done. People who don't respect your boundaries are often unaware of how their actions affect you. They might think they're asking for a small favor, or they might assume you're available because they want something. But the problem is, every time you allow your boundaries to be crossed, you're teaching them that it's okay to take from you without giving anything back. Now, let's be clear: respecting boundaries doesn't mean being rude or shutting people out. It's about recognizing what you need to be your best, and then communicating that to others. You have to be clear about what you will tolerate and what you won't. If you don't establish those limits, other people will happily step in and decide for you. It's not about being selfish, it's about being responsible for your own well-being and success. If you don't have boundaries, you'll end up spreading yourself too thin, working on things that aren't aligned with your goals, and taking on burdens that don't belong to you. People who don't respect boundaries are often those who lack their own. They might feel entitled to your time, your energy, or your resources because they don't understand the importance of protecting their own limits. But that's not your problem. It's not your job to solve everyone else's issues or to keep saying yes to people who don't understand the value of your time. If you don't stand up for yourself, you'll be stuck in a pattern where you're constantly putting others' needs before your own. And that never leads to personal growth or success. You can't build a great life on the foundation of people taking advantage of your kindness or generosity. Now, what happens if you don't enforce your boundaries? You'll end up feeling overwhelmed, unappreciated, and frustrated. You'll start resenting the very people who are taking up your time and energy. And the worst part, you won't even have the space to focus on your own dreams and goals because you're too busy meeting everyone else's demands. Over time, this becomes a drain on your self-worth and your motivation. The more you let others cross your boundaries, the less you'll feel like you're in control of your own life. So here's the solution: set clear boundaries and protect them fiercely. This doesn't mean you shut people out or become cold-hearted. It means you learn to say no when it's necessary, to step back when you need to recharge, and to prioritize what matters most. It means not feeling guilty about taking time for yourself or focusing on your goals. The people who truly respect you will understand that you have your own needs, and they'll support you in maintaining those boundaries. The ones who don't respect them, well, they'll eventually make their way out of your life, either voluntarily or because you've learned to assert yourself. Respecting your own boundaries is a form of self-respect. It shows that you value your time, your energy, and your goals. And here's the reality: people will only treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you don't establish boundaries, you're teaching others to treat you however they want. But when you stand firm, when you draw that line and make it clear what you will and won't tolerate, you're sending a powerful message. You're saying that you are in control of your life, that your time is valuable, and that you won't allow anyone to take from you without consideration. Remember, success isn't just about working hard, it's about protecting your peace, your focus, and your time. And you can only do that when you have clear boundaries in place. Don't let anyone, no matter who they are, rob you of your potential by disrespecting the limits you set for yourself. Let's discuss one of the most critical elements of personal growth: the people who don't push you to be better. These are the individuals who, for whatever reason, don't challenge you to rise above where you are. They don't encourage you to reach higher or work harder. Instead, they might be comfortable with where you are, or even worse, they're comfortable with you staying exactly where you are. These people might mean well, but their lack of challenge can hold you back in ways you don't even realize. Success doesn't come from staying comfortable. It doesn't come from the easy road, the one where you get by without being pushed or stretched. Growth happens when you're challenged, when you're forced to confront your weaknesses, and when you surround yourself with people who believe in your potential enough to challenge you to be better. If you have people around you who aren't pushing you to improve, to think bigger, or to stretch your limits, you're likely not going to grow the way you want to. Think about it when you look at the people who truly inspire you, the people who have achieved great things, the people who seem to be always leveling up. They didn't get there by surrounding themselves with people who were okay with them staying mediocre. They found people who held them accountable, who asked the tough questions, and who weren't afraid to tell them when they weren't giving their best. Those are the relationships that push you to grow. But the people who don't push you to be better, they're more like anchors. They're the ones who tell you to relax, to take it easy, to not push yourself so hard. They may encourage you to take shortcuts or avoid the hard work because they themselves don't want to see you outgrow them. Or perhaps they're just fine with the status quo and they don't want to rock the boat. Either way, they're not helping you reach your full potential. They're holding you back. Now, I'm not suggesting that every moment needs to be about working harder, striving for perfection, or being in a constant state of pressure. But what I am saying is that if you want to achieve extraordinary things, you need people in your life who push you to be your best. You need people who will call you out when you're slacking, who will show you when you're settling for less than you deserve, and who will constantly inspire you to step up. These are the kinds of relationships that lead to growth and success. The ones who won't settle for good enough because they know you're capable of more. If the people around you aren't challenging you, then you need to take a hard look at your circle. Are they pushing you to be better, or are they just letting you coast? Are they inspiring you to think bigger, dream bigger, and work harder? If not, it might be time to find people who will. You don't need a lot of people in your life, but you do need the right ones. The ones who see your potential even when you don't. The ones who won't let you give up or take the easy way out. The ones who hold you accountable because they know you're capable of achieving greatness. And here's the most important thing to remember: you become the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you're spending time with people who are content with mediocrity, who aren't striving for improvement, who aren't challenging themselves, then you'll naturally start to mirror that behavior. You'll begin to settle for less, and your progress will stall. But when you surround yourself with people who are driven, who are constantly growing, and who are relentless in their pursuit of greatness, you'll naturally rise to that standard. You'll push yourself to be better, to work harder, and to think bigger. The energy of those around you will fuel your own ambition, and you'll find yourself achieving things you once thought were impossible. So if you want to be successful, you need to ask yourself, who in my life is pushing me to be better? Who is challenging me, inspiring me, and holding me accountable? The answer to that question will reveal a lot about where you're headed. If the people around you aren't encouraging your growth, it's time to find a new circle, one that will help you reach your fullest potential. Because when you surround yourself with people who push you to be better, you can't help but rise to the occasion.